Ladies and gentlemen, first I would like to thank Mr. Zaza Bashakmadze, the chairman of the State Agency for Religious Issues, for organizing this very interesting forum in which representatives of different religious communities, diplomatic corps and universities are gathering in order to think together about the role of interreligious dialogue to promote peace. I would like to share with you a few points, one dedicated to the French model of secularism, the other one dedicated to the role of interreligious dialogue to fight against terrorism, and then to share a few ideas about what could be done next. Well, France has a reputation, if we follow the historians, to be or to have been the kingdom of Catholicism in the 4th century. But today, Catholicism is still in France the major religion, which encompasses 80% of the population, even if only 10% are really practicing these religions on their daily life basis. But we have also in France 7% of Muslims, 3% of Protestants, and 1% of Jews and Buddhists. Since 1905, state and religious affairs are separated. You know, in French we use the term laïcité, which is translated in English by secularism, but as a matter of fact, we are a secular state. That means that we don't want to be involved in religious matters directly, but at the same time, we recognize freedom of religions, freedom of conscience, the right of any individual to believe or not to believe in God. And we think that the state has a very important function, is the one to create the better environment possible for the individual freedoms to express themselves. And we think that interreligious dialogue is very important to foster common positions in favor of peace. It is the theme of today, but also in favor of tolerance, of brotherhood and solidarity. My second point is related to terrorism. And I thank the chairman to have mentioned the terrible events which occurred in France, but I think that unfortunately every week we are witnessing a lot of terrorist actions everywhere in the world. And it is important to have this kind of meeting in order not to mix religion and terrorism. Because the perpetrators of these actions, sometimes they are referring to their belonging to Islam. But Islam has nothing to do with terror. Islam, as you reminded us, is a peaceful religion. And the major danger for our societies, especially through all the media and through the emotions provoked by the terrorist acts, is to have confusion in our minds about religions and extremism. One French intellectual, whose name is Olivier Roy, said after November 2015 attacks in Paris that radicalism is a societal and psychological phenomenon. During the 70s, radicalism was linked to ideology, especially to far-left ideologies, like in France, Action Directe, or the Red Army, Sekigun in Japan, or Rote Armee in Germany. Nowadays, the recent tragic events which occurred in Europe and in other countries should not be seen as radicalization of Islam, but rather as the Islamization of radicalism, or the misuse by extremists of Islam. This means that the patterns are still psychological, truly individualistic and societal, and people committing those attacks are in their great majority ignorant of religions. What conclusions can we draw from this analysis? I think that promotion of the interreligious dialogue should not be seen as a direct or orchestrated answer to radicalism, but more as a tool to bridge the gap between the communities in our countries. Growing together towards this process is one of our best chances to tackle all kinds of radicalism. I would like to quote what one of our imams, his name is Imam Hassan Shalgoumi from Drancy, has said after terrorist attacks. He said that those places that preach hate are not places of prayer, but those of a sect. To this extent, improving knowledge of the other through dialogue is certainly our best option. And interfaith dialogue will foster better understanding of the different religions and increase mutual understanding among believers. I would like to conclude to share some reflections with you about what to do and who has to do what. I think that governments have to create the conditions, the good environment in terms of freedom, in terms of education, in terms of social and health care, and of course in terms of security, to avoid, let's say, the development of extremist actions. But I think that at the local level, each of you, each of us, either through individual actions or through NGOs, have the responsibility to organize gatherings with different relatives of different religions, sharing experience on themes of everyday life. Maybe you know there is somebody whose name is Reza Degati. He is working for National Geographic. He has some Iranian Azerbaijani origin, and he's organizing a lot of meetings, a lot of conferences with children, gathering children from different religions in order that they think together about peace, about life, about what is marriage, what is education. And I think that this kind of initiative is very important to bring people closer to each other. I would like to conclude to thank again the State Agency and to quote the talented Georgian writer Ilya Chavchavadze, who once wrote, "Georgians, one crucified because he believed, knows how to respect the other's faith." And I think that this assessment stresses the critical importance of interreligious dialogue in the building of the peace process. I thank you for your attention.